Hello, everybody. We finished our first event pretty quickly. So with some extra time, thanks to the quick first draft, we're going to do a quick second draft. Well, literally quick draft. This is quick draft Zendikar Rising, which of course means bot draft. We are drafting against 7 bot drafters. We will play the resulting deck against other humans who have also drafted their decks against 7 bot drafters. So the gameplay is against humans, but the drafting is against bots. And this used to be the only way to play on Arena, and we complained loudly about it, but accepted it because it was still a fun experience to play limited on Arena, even when it was bot draft. We have human draft now, and that's largely where I roam, in the human draft territory. However, the bot draft situation appeals to lots of different players for lots of different reasons. For one thing, it's a half price entry compared to the other events. So 1,500, 10,000, 750, 5,000. Now, the prize for this event is adjusted accordingly. It's not like it's truly half the value, or it's not that the other ones are super expensive and don't also increase the prize value. So the expense of the other ones is heavily offset by increased prize support. That being said, if what you're into this for is the fun of actually drafting, it's hard, it's 750 versus 1,500 to actually have the draft experience. So you do get more drafts in. And the main point of this, and as I said, I worked on the Arena team, and I worked on the bot draft system. And the point of it when we implemented it was, first and foremost, to give newer drafters a way to experience limited without the pressure of a pick clock. Drafting is awesome. Drafting is so much fun. I don't have to tell this room that. Most people here agree with me on that. But it can be hard to get into. High barrier to entry, super intimidating for a new player to fan out 15 cards and try to figure out what to take in a minute or whatever. They're going to be done reading the cards in a minute. So bot draft says, don't worry about it. Take as long as you want for each pick. But in order to facilitate that, you have to have non-human opponents who don't get super annoyed at you. So that is what's going to go on here. We get to, but the thing, bots are very exploitable. That's the final thing I wanted to get to. The other thing, the reason we like to do bot drafts around here is that bots have issues consistently adapting to a format. They don't adapt. They just kind of have their numbers and they run with them. So if you can find out what the Arena bots are undervaluing, you can lean/force those colors and have a pretty solid chance of getting an excellent deck. Like, the floor is just much better when you understand what the bots are undervaluing. I kind of talked about it with chat because I only have a little glimpse into this world so far. I've played about 5 or 6 bot drafts, and my tendency is that I've ended up in black decks. A lot of black-blue rogues. Black-blue rogues tend to be underdrafted. Black-white clerics can be there. Green is also a little underdrafted, and I've found myself in some green decks. But I can't. Historically, there have been some bot problems so obvious and so serious that we all saw it right away and all agreed on it. I would at least say there's no massive problems that the entire community is in unity on their perspective of. So yeah, Secret Keeper and Eldraine is the poster child, but even other formats, right? I think historically we've had a lot of bot formats that are pretty reliably solved, and everybody is like, here's what you do, right? So at least this time we're still kind of working out the puzzle, and I'm enjoying that aspect as well. And if you're working out a puzzle for any constructed formats, cubes, commander decks, and you realize the missing piece is not in your collection, I know where you can get it. Probably cardkingdom.com. They're my sponsors. They've been for a while. If you check them out via my affiliate link in the panels below, or the YouTube notes, or the link in chat right there, you'll get there from here. That lets them know you found them from my stream, and that makes them happy with me, makes them inclined to continue sponsoring me, and makes me inclined to keep playing Magic on the air for you all. So just remember to keep Card Kingdom in your sights when you're considering a Magic purchase, and if they do win your business, remember that you can click my affiliate link before you have that interaction, and it gets credited towards my stream and helps keep all of this going. So please do that. Thank you very much. Let's get going. All right, pack one, pick one. I want to throw a algorithm reminder to my YouTube friends who skip over the pitch to Card Kingdom. You can really help me out, at least finding new viewers and other people who might enjoy my stream by clicking that like button and affecting the YouTube algorithm. So algorithm check for my YouTube friends. What's this? I've never seen this. Oh, wait. No, have we seen this in play? Well, let's read it. I thought this was going to be mythic because I just haven't seen it. What is this? World Sculptor, 4 red, green, 5/5. When this thing enters the battlefield, create a 0/1. Oh, wait, maybe I have seen it. 0/1 plant creature token for each land you control. And whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, put 4 +1/+1 counters on target plant you control. This is somewhat of a throwback to Avenger of Zendikar, a powerful bomb from the original Zendikar set. But this, while it's a version of it, it's not exactly, maybe not quite as powerful as Avenger of Zendikar. This is bonkers, and we're going to take it and try our darndest to play it. One thing that makes me happy about what I'm seeing here is that one of the colors we've felt that the bots have been underrating is green, and we're taking a green card, and the only other green card in the pack is a very wheelable, not an early pick. So I'm gonna try hard to send signals to the bots to stay away from green, and then if we are red-green landfall, fine. But mainly I want to be base green so that we could at least splash this World Sculptor more easily, since green has good splash tools. So on the green cutting, we could take a Visionary. I also do like a Canopy Baloth in a landfall deck. Shatterskull Minotaur is also strong, though. We could take Wizard. Right on. Thank you for that sub. So, Umara Wizard is the best card here. So we could go take that, or we could just take the Minotaur. Minotaur cuts red the best, but Hellion is decent. Visionary is the best green card, but Baloth is decent. I'm going to take the uncommon red card here. Stinger, Shepherd of Heroes, Cleric. This is a, you could abandon everything and take the Cleric. Yeah, that's true. We could look out for the cleansing Wildfire that allows for some fixing in red. Jinx likes Hellion. I like kind of drafting the hard way here, actually, and taking the Cleric of Life's Bond. If the bots really don't want Clerics, we could be set up for a nice wheel between Shepherd, Feed, and Blood. So I'm going to take Cleric. No, none of the red cards or green cards are good enough here not to just hedge towards figuring out what the bots are up to. I could abandon. Yes, this is a bomb. This is fine. If the bots shove Clerics down our throats, we'll be thrilled to have this pick. Playing it the hard way here. We could take a Mystic to continue on the hard way. Just get all the gold cards, all the gold payoff cards. Here is a Cleric if we wanted to continue hedging towards this. I'm going to force Clerics for Science. I don't know if we're looking good enough yet, although... yeah, Reclaim is a tool for our opening pairing, but this might wheel too. I'm willing for science purposes to at least take one more Cleric, hedge in this direction a little bit, and because this is fine, there's all fine red-green stuff, but nothing that's eye-opening or what type deal. So I'll take the Cleric and see. Nothing really good here. The Spellcraft is maybe good enough. Kite Sail might be okay in red-green big stuff. Mind Carver has been good for me in tempo aggro rogues, but nowhere else. I think this is just a removal pick. Nothing else here is even close to that power level, even though this power level is not insane. No further Clerics coming down the pike. I think we want a 2-drop or a 6-drop. With Phylath, we probably just want Stomper. But I'm not liking this heavy, big... And we're starting with a 5-drop and 3 6-drops in the likely color pair. That being said, what else are we doing? I'm not taking Nectar Pot here. An Ambusher is too costly. Relic Golem... Maybe too late to pivot to any kind of rogue strategy, but these going late, you know, the rogue payoffs tend to go late, which I think is why it's one way you can head here. We get a Tormenting Voice, but we actually like our lands for landfall, so I think we just want a Lagak again over an Ambusher that I'm just underwhelmed with. Royal Mage is quite late. Subtle Strike, pretty late as well. But are we locked in? Kind of feels like we're past the point. I'm going to take a Cleric here. I think we're past the Clerics though, right? We tried. If it had really just hit us hard after those 2 picks, I would have pivoted to Clerics, but just the cards weren't there. So now... Boy, maybe we just want a Snarecaster because it does help us survive till our big stuff. It's pretty underwhelming, but I think I'll take the Might. But I would, if we come up with this pick again, I'll take Snarecaster number 1 over Might number 2. I saw the Pack Beast and got excited about that, but we have a Spland. We should take the Spland. Not really doing this. But let's cut the green and hope that the bots are out of our colors at least. Hellion came back. We had talked about even taking this the first time through, but that's one of the reasons I didn't want to. I felt like it wasn't really going to be valued by the AI that highly, and it certainly wasn't. Well, we've got a deck. Red is super open, but we need some cheap cards here. This doesn't really count. This is not a playable. Right now, our first playable is a 4-drop, gang. So I don't hate how we've started in terms of finding our lane, but our deck is not functional yet. That is going to help our deck function a bit. This is not amazing and limited, but it is still ramp. It's still good. This is a wonderful 2-drop to get because it's going to help us cast 6 drops on turn 5. Yeah, Bug Catcher on the wheel would be great. I'd take another Kazul's Fury. I would take a Molten Blast on the wheel. Well, should we take this and really look to splash? I think so. Zagras over what? There's not even any real cost to taking Zagras here. I mean, yeah, there are worlds where we get so much black here we pivot out of green, I suppose. But Wildfires would be good as a turn 2 alternative. Yep, agreed. Royal Eruption, though, leaps off the screen. Snapping that up, not looking back. Brushfire. Well, it's a 2-drop, but it's the poster child of why landfall decks can be so rough. Because if you got the landfall and you're on the aggressive, Brushfire Elemental is amazing. The second that you are on the back foot and defensive, Brushfire feels awful. That being said, we need 2s. We are red-green. We are looking to be landfallish with Lagax and our bomb. So it's not the most exciting pick. But I think we take... You want to take the 1-drop? No, we're going to wheel that, and we might even wheel the kitty. Despite my issues with this card, I still think it's what we take here. Because it's a 2. I really do want the 2s. I'm happy that we've got 2 2-drops that we play on 2 right now. That's not a lot. We can take a Expedition Champ. We'll probably get enough arbitrary warriors in a deck like this to do that. We got a Root Grazer that would have been interesting, but I don't like Broken Wings or Might here, so yeah, Champ it is. Another Root Grazer. But we have a Visionary. That's pretty good. Still want cheaper stuff than this, but I'll take it. Here's where we can pick up a Scythe Kide over any of these threes. Still not a sizzling barrage deck, although honestly, red-green landfall is close, because if you're not aggro in red-green landfall, you're not really doing it anyway, and you do have a lot of trample. It's possible. I mean, it's not even that great, so maybe it would have wheeled, but I had a hard time passing it given our need for 2s. Here's another poster child for the issues with the landfall deck in a similar way as the Brushfire. But if we're not main decking, we might main deck a Broken Wings. I don't want a second Might here. We could take a turn Timber, but again, we're this is not our problem. We've got 4s and 5s and 6s. I still want cheaper stuff, so I'm going to take the Hellhound. But it becomes, we start to get at odds. Like, are we trying to go long so that Phylath can take over? Or are we trying to get aggro? This is a quick draft, so there's no sideboarding. This would have to be a main deck. And certainly, we're not running a Sneaking Guide just so that it reduces the cost of Zagras. That would be unacceptable. But I'll take a Hellhound in case we get enough of them to stay aggro. Fury does come back, so does the Stomper, but I'm going to take Splans. Caster, Sentinel, Reclaim. Let's go Reclaim. Helps us get the Zagras going and maybe splash other black. Could take a Mace, but actually Dauntless Survivor is quite a welcome sight. This helps reduce the cost of Zagras and turns on the 3-drop Warrior we picked up and everything. And it's a 2-drop creature, so lovely. Hey, look, Kitty came back. The cat came back the very next wheel. All right, now I'm feeling better about things. Let's see if we can continue improving the curve. And we did pick up Splash Potential, and we have a Maul. We never really re-equip it, though, so I'm not sure we take it there. Although, what's the opportunity cost? Like, nothing? I guess we can take a Vanquish or another Kitty. Trouble about splashing white is that, yeah, you get it on the first thing, but do you really have the white to re-equip? I like the design as well on that. Jinx wants the Rider. I feel like we just wheel all of this. Like, there's nothing here I care about because it all comes back on the wheel. Yeah, 20 gems is not the worst call, really. But unfortunately, this is my paid account where we really never get 4x, so it's not actually 20 gems. It just doesn't matter. We'll take it on the strength of the possibility of the splash, not on the gems. And also just because everything there looked so replaceable. I think we're going to get all that stuff back. We're going to take an Arbor Mage here over the Survivor. It's a green wizard, so this all continues to help reduce Zagras. But I think we wheel the Survivor again. So I'm going to take Arbor Mage, wheel Survivor. Recovery jumps out at me, but so does Rebuke. Here's a Cleansing Wildfire we're going to try and wheel, but I'm not going to pass the hard removal. 4 damage is too good. We're going to take that. And actually, we'll see, but the bots have tended to undervalue green splans especially. Let's see if we end up wheeling one of those. If we wheel that, wow. Vastwood Fortification over yet another big drop, right? I mean, this is good, but our big drops are covered. We're taking Fortification here. Have you ever re-equipped it, Smash, or are you generally just winning with it on the first thing it hits? Because maybe it's just good enough for that. Good enough to just be a 2/2 flying, +2/+2 and flying aura. Take the Mace on the possibility. We can just take Brute or Scale even. Yeah, First Strike, sorry. Yep, that's relevant for sure. Scale. Yeah, I'll take Scale over Brute, I think. Fruit's pretty whatever. We've got a couple of green 3-drops. We got a few green 3-drops that I like anyway. Here's another recovery. This is what I mean. These keep going late. We might just want the survivor more. How are we feeling about our curve? I'm liking it better. Might even wheel this. I'm going to take the recovery. Yikes, nothing for us here. Blood Beckoning maybe on a splash. Sky Cleave seems good though. Sky Clave, excuse me. Cleric would be reasonably large if we splash, but this is right on plan. Well, here's the wheel that had all that stuff, and it's all still here, basically. Nectar Pot could ensure our 2s. Again, I'm just not worried about our big end for another Stomper. Maybe we want... I guess I'll take the Ascetics. We don't have a ton at 5. I don't think it's going to run C-Play, but I didn't like anything else there. I guess I'll take, yeah, Utility Knife. Wildfire helps the splash. I don't, yeah, maybe the 4 was better. I don't know. Those mid-range 4 powers are just so whatever to me. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna matter too much. I think there's so much playables here. We got tricky cuts is gonna be the hard part. I don't think we're playing Blade though. Hey, it did wheel. Awesome. Well, that was a nice final pick too. I don't think we want any of the red green we're seeing in the board here. So I'm gonna do this and let you all look at this for a little bit. And then come back and make final cuts, okay? I'll be right back. Bio break time. All right. Let's count splans as first order of business. Oh, it was this. I thought we had might have had that land that is a hasty boy. So, 1, 2, 3, 4 spell lands, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 20, 19, 18. Seems about right. I want 2 swamps because there's a lot of Oppo Mill in the format. So if Oppo mills us, I don't want to lose our black splash to an arbitrary mill since we're trying to get it with Reclaim. And we want 3 sources anyway. If we cut another swamp, we'd only have 2 sources. So I think we cut. Well, this gives us 6, 7, 8 green, 6, 7, 8, 8, 8, 3. And we do have the brush fire. I don't think we want Hound though. Maybe we don't even want brush fire. I guess we do. It's still good enough. You would add a mountain, so you want to go to 19 land sources. That's true. We are a landfall deck. We do want to... Extra land isn't the worst. If we did that, what are we cutting, though? Probably a scale... Hound. Hound might scale champ. That's Scott's. Yeah, we could cut a Lagok. Yeah, we can cut Might as well. Geopede. Can't cut this. Boy, if you get it on 3 and get some regular landfall, they got to trade something. I'd rather cut a Lagok than a Geopede, I think. And I actually kind of want maybe to cut something from this end, like maybe an ascetic here. That's true. We could cut the champ and keep the kitties. How many warriors do we have? 4 total warriors, so 3 other ones. Yeah, that's pretty weak. We can cut that. Still end up a little high end. Maybe we need to put something back at the low end and cut one of these 6s. Cut a Shatter Skull or a Shatter Skull ought to be at least like a 5. This is where, like, maybe cutting the ascetic, considering this a 5, and bringing back Lagak even. I think I like that now. Yeah, this could be at 5 too, although this is unlikely to even be an early play, is the thing. But looking at it a little more like this, I think I like this look. Although what's our... Because we could bring the scale back in too. We could bring in scale on 3 for something like a Minotaur or that Lagak again. Yeah, actually, I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to cut 1 Lagak and put in the scale. It might help us ramp. It might get a counter on an early creature for defense. This has enough going on for this deck that I think we can try it. So, this is got this landfall. We're sculpting the world. How about something regarding sculpting? Cat sculptures. Let's give it a shot. Do a poll here. What do you think we're going to do on this one? How's this going to go? If we play this out 1,000,000 times, how many games do we win on average? We're going to keep this, play the Fury as land. Hopefully we find a 2-drop. That would be great. Well, that's a 2-drop, but that's not what I mean. A 2-drop to me is a thing I consistently would play on turn 2 if I had the mana on turn 2. If they give us something to Royal or Rebuke, great. But really, I would just rather have a 2 of my own. Looks like we missed. Although at least since we didn't draw a 2, we drew land, which means Scythe Cat has a land drop ready for 4. What we'll probably do, though, is go Geopede on 3, and then Scythe Cat on 4 with land drop, triggering both landfalls. I don't know if we have main deck artifact hate, do we? That could become a problem, but we're going to try and race it here. Red-green Relic Golem is rather odd, I agree. Gilgamesh, if you want to tap that thing and mill me, I say bring it. Not sure I'm going to play all the games out here. Those of you familiar with my after first draft quick drafts know I don't always finish them, but I'll get at least 3 games in here and see how it goes. All right, they got our reward number 1 for landfall, but we'll go ahead and play the kitty. I don't even need to show them our splash yet. We'll do this. Drawing a land next turn would be ideal because we could scale the heights and then land, and have, well, really I just want to scale the heights and 2 spell. Maybe don't even need that, though. Mainly just by having 2 lands, we actually ramp. One of the big problems with these cards that lets you play an additional land this turn, so often that line is blank. You may play an additional land this turn. You have to have the additional land. So often you just don't have it. But we are going to go pretty nuts here. And with only 1 red up, we're not stoppable particularly. And let's go ahead and cleanse. Why not? That's some damage right there that we've managed to put together. And against red-green, they're going to be hard-pressed to kill this with damage very easily. That's quite a bomb. If they can bounce that back with one of the many tools red-green has to return lands, they might be able to get there, do something with this, but they got a lot to go before they're going to take out a Sidecat even with that returned land. Hey, that's okay. That's okay. I wish we had been out of range of that, but, you know, they used up a lot of resources on that, so... And we get this, so yeah, I think we'll be all right. You think we'll be all right? Scoop him up, Gilgamesh. Loot, scoop. Huh? All right. Not too scary. Still don't have the tools. I'm going to play Fury as a land. Yeah, we have this fling or whatever, but I think we're going to get more value just by growing a plant and swinging away. We even have Spellcraft. We can Rebuke and Erupt, and let's see, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So if we can find 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, we're close to just winning outright, but that requires too much mana. Still, I think we should just send in... They've got forced chumps anyway, so I'm going to hold all my removal right now. I don't... yeah, I mean, I know I could do a bunch of stuff to kind of clear it out, but it's not going to get us to win, so I'm just going to hold it all and let them make chumps and blocks and try to prevent stuff here. Like, they need some kind of destroy many creatures at the same time to have any chance here, so I'm just going to let them block, let them chump, and keep stone nuts in hand. I mean, we can go eruption to face. We got 5 to the face right now. I can't imagine. I imagine if you gave me Oppo's deck to stack against me right now, I don't know I could come up with something. And that's game. All right. Cool. Mythic and the free cards. Although this is a side account, I really don't care about collection building here at all, but it's always fun to see a mythic in your face, unless it's like getting you for lethal. All right, Hagglesmith. No black for Zagras yet, but Royal Eruption and Scythecat say this is a fine keep. If we find land, we're probably playing Fury. No, I'm playing Recovery as land since we don't have any other source of green, but we'll hold Fury and see if we can find it, use it as a spell. Now we can hold the Fury. We have lands to play until 4 at least. Not worth Royal Erupting the Blood Priest, even though, man, we are gonna, maybe I should. Like, here's the thing, I'm not blocking it with the Scythecat next turn. So do we want to take 4 from this priest, or do we just want to use our Eruption now? We don't have much to do later, but this is at least 4 damage, so I'm going to go ahead and Erupt it. I think that's worth it. I don't like using such a premium removal spell so early if I can help it, but given our intents for next turn, we're just taking too much damage from that for me to be comfortable. And there you go. Oppo didn't have a turn 3 play, so maybe that was for the best. Cobra helps us cast Zagras next turn. I could have played it in the other order and had 3 mana, but I didn't want to cast the Fury, so it didn't really matter. Yeah, I found our swamp anyway, but... And we don't really need the mana from Cobra anymore, so I'm actually sending it. We'll trade off for the Outrider now. And find a trade tactics for the Cobra. A little surprised. I mean, gosh, if they had that in hand, you know, they could have gotten our Zagras with tactics in these two. I'm a little surprised they went with that. All right, we can get our Recovery, and then if they kill our Zagras, we can get Zagras back. That's nice. With Landfall, you could also make the case to bring back more for future Landfall action. I don't know if we want to go to 4 lands, though. We do have a Shadow Skull Minotaur and, of course, Phylath. So I'm just going to get the 1. We have 2 lands for Landfall in hand anyway. Fury for a 3rd if we really needed it. But honestly, Fury could just win us the game here with our 6/5 out there. Geopede. Royal Eruption, though, just lets us basically win because we get in for 10 that they can't stop and then have the Fury. So I'm going to go Balaged for Royal Eruption. And I don't think we win this turn. But I'm going to make this tough for him. Well, if we swing team, we're just saying we're giving him this block. I don't think we want to give him that block. So I'd rather do it this way. That's true. With the double death touch trample, it would have been a lot of damage. Maybe we accept that. But I think I like keeping my dude around. Yeah, if we had a clean win there, I would have played it more aggressively, but I liked keeping my creatures. Hey, you know who's streaming tomorrow at noon? Like 24 hours-ish from right now. Who's streaming? I know some of you know. Some tall dude indeed. My co-conspirator on limited resources, one Marshall Sutcliffe, is making a return to streaming. He's intending to stream every Tuesday at noon. So we have a regular Tuesday raid, let me tell you that. Tuesdays is going to be Raid Marshall Day. Let's see. Let's put the fortification out. We want Brushfire Elemental on 2, so we need to play one of these two as land. We're going to keep. Actually, I'm going to play Recovery. I think Fortification is more likely to be useful early, and Recovery is good late after we've gotten our Stomper or our Hellion and bounced this back. Kind of correcting the mistake I made before. I kind of thought that through incorrectly on a previous landfall, previous planned play decision, but I got it right this time. Yeah, if we can keep our Elemental and our Geopede alive here, we should be in good shape. Espertron on 3 for Oppo. What are they going to do with it? Subtle Strike away one of these threats. Makes sense. Now we'll see if we can punish them if they let us untap. Because now if they go for some Subtle Strike in response to this, for example, we can Vastwood Fortification. Yeah, wait, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 6, like, yeah, we kind of have lethal. Sorry, buddy. You're right. I've been off in my memes today. Of course, you got D keeping me honest. Here you go. Wait a second. Now, so what are we actually doing here? We have see what they want to do about these. All right, Duelist is fine. Can't block the Elemental, and we got Trample on the Geopede, so I think they wanted to chump the Elemental, but realized they can't. Yeah. I suppose I could put the Fortification on. I'm gonna Fortify. Still leaves us with our Fury Interruption. That's what I was thinking, Jinx. But the trouble is, if I quote let them subtle strike and they don't have it, then I miss the chance of adding the fortification damage. So I'd rather ensure the damage. Well, is it? I mean, we still have the subtle strike count. They just don't do the subtle strike. But then, okay, so great. They didn't use their subtle strike. We have a royal eruption waiting for their next creature. Like, this is fine. This is probably game. Eruption plus Fury should be game here. They could have another duelist, and there is kind of a pause. Maybe they have a duelist. Yeah. We'll see how this affects lethal. I think we might still be okay, but they do get a life here. They get 5 points of trample prevention. So, yeah, maybe Royal and Fury won't be enough, but well, let's finish the attack and see how it goes. They can mill whatever they want. We got this, I think. So 9... 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. We can get into 2, but not quite 0. So no need to do that here. If I had Furied in response to -2, I must have missed it, Gedanmore. Good call, good find if you saw lethal and I missed it. I'm going to just keep my stuff up here, though, and hope we still have enough. If we draw a land, Jinx, then we can just play Swamp and have it all. Let's see what we draw. I actually was like, huh, maybe I shouldn't let that happen. We could... No, it's okay. It's okay. We have a little more work to do, but we still have this. We just have to do this, unfortunately. Trying to get there. Gedanmore says I missed lethal. I believe him. I didn't see it myself, but don't have time to worry about it now. Just got to win the game I'm in. Now, the best GOP'd ever is the one that literally did all the damage opponent had for opponent. I had this game where my opponent played a turn 3 GOP'd. I had an answer for it on blocks every turn for the rest of the game, and they drew an answer for my answer on blocks every turn for the rest of the game. So I just steadily took slams from the GOP'd until I was dead. That was the best GOP'd. This, pretty good Minotaur, though. Will they? Yeah. Not trying to slow roll Oppo there, just talking. I'll play some more. I've hit my minimum 3, but I'm still into it. Maybe we'll cruise through this one so fast we can finish it. Nice. Cobra, try and ramp a little bit. Fast start from Oppo with the Seagate Banneret. I'm thinking about playing the recovery here. We do want to get to the Minotaur. We got the Cobra. I'm going to go ahead, and this is a great thing to return later on the Hellion or the Stomper. So I'm going to play Sanctuary. Yikers. Maybe what I'm supposed to do is play Dauntless Survivor here and threaten a trade. Cobra's not ramping anything specifically for turn 3, so let's play an expendable survivor, a survivor that we could let die, and try and trade for something. All right, we got lucky. Electromancer into 2-drop is a very powerful play for the Boros deck, and they didn't have the 2. Whew. And they're tapped out, so this is a clean trade. Cobra into land doesn't give us a 2-drop to play, but we don't have a 3. I'm not going to bother messing with the landfall triggers, though. We'll just do that, play this and pass. If the Cobra lives, we have Spellcraft on 4 if we need it. And, you know, with that Outrider, maybe we do. We're going to take all of this here and try to recover with the stabilization play coming up. Taunting Arbor Mage is interesting. But with 5 mana, we could just go... I'm just going to go Visionary. Let's see, what 1-drops do we have that we might want to play? We have a Reclaim the Waste, a Vastwood Fortification that we wouldn't actually use, but I guess with a Visionary we might put it. Now, I wouldn't. There's not really a 1-drop I want to use, but so I was just trying to look at what color I should make for the Cobra, but I guess we do this just in case. And then we should just spend it and, yeah, leave the green. That's correct. Okay. So, Precarious, no doubt Precarious. Up against Boros, open mana, 12 life, a lot of stuff going on here. Really, I'm quite tempted to just take both of these trades. Then where do we end up? We end up with a Spellcraft targeting a Rider, and our opponent has a 1/2, and that's the only thing left. And then we come back with a Minotaur and then have Arbor Mage even. I'm in for that. Do this right now. Well, that's certainly annoying. Certainly annoying. We are going to get some action here, though. Arbor Mage, let's see. If we play the Minotaur and they have something, we're really in trouble. Yeah, we can fling it. That's probably what we have to do is fling it. But what I'm trying to do is figure out whether we're hoping that our stabilization play is Shatterskull Minotaur full stop, or whether we play Unkicked Arbor Mage and scale the heights and make that our stopping play. The scale the heights line gives us another card out of it, and it makes a worse creature die if this doesn't work out. That's another good point. Yeah, we can actually taunt. I like taunting the token and making them block it that way. Okay, that's a good observation, Strix. So to set up for Strix's line, we're going to play the high-risk Minotaur play here. If Oppo does have the removal for the Minotaur, we're probably just dead to 2 Relic Robber tokens, so we really need the Minotaur to keep the Robber back here. And if that fails, we are way up against it. Okay. With the ox, though, I think we actually go... can we kick Arbor Mage and scale? No. The ox is going to make this rough, but we could kick Arbor Mage construct, but then the robber gets in again. See, I think we need to... Well, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Scale plus a land is actually going to be 8 if we find a land. 8 mana leaves us with the 5. We still can't kick the Arbor Mage. Yeah. How do we win? We can't let that robber hit us again is the thing. Yeah, I guess we get Robber and Banneret, and that's got to be good enough, huh? Okay, Robber and Banneret has to be good enough. Yeah, we take 5 from the Ox if we... Well, not 5, we take 4. But then we can try and kill it. Ah, this is rough. I'm doing it. Gotta do something. Gotta make a plan. Much better than letting the computer decide for me. And we gotta kill the robber, or I think we... Well, Arbor Mage can technically block it. Maybe we go for the Ox. How are they pumping? This, right? I mean, that's why I was going to kill this. I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to take 2 things out. Ox may be correct. I don't know. I'm doing this. All right, we did. Because of this. Yeah, maybe there were lines that kept us alive there. I was running out of clock and had to just do stuff. Had to make a plan and execute, and it's not the plan that got me there. All right, I'm going to do one more at least. We can keep this 5-lander. Although, just should we? I mean, it doesn't have a lot of action early. But we do have ramp. We'll be able to get a Hellion out on 4. So we might not find a 2, but we do get... And if we don't find a 2, scale is bad, though. I have a hard time sending this back. I'm going to keep, but we really do need some help. Hey, that's perfect. Thank you, deck. I'm going to start with a tapped Fury. The reason this is perfect is it gives us something, it gives us a reason to cast Scale on 3. Almost played the wrong land and ruined everything. Don't use... Okay, so say, don't use stuff on my Survivor. Come on. Well... We're gonna go Mountain, Scale, and hopefully we draw a Basic. I would like to draw a Basic here. No Basic for us. I'm gonna play... Fury number 2 over Recovery. Although Recovery gets back with Hellion and is fine too. It doesn't really matter. I guess I'll go for the one that broadens our mana the most. Yeah, well, I mean, it matters in the sense that I only get one of them back. We've got Recovery out, we've got Fury out. Do we want, you know, which 2 of 3 do we want in hand? All right, there's that as well. They might just be out of stuff. Let's see, Dauntless doesn't need any. I'm going to attack and then see if there's pauses and whatnot. And we'll see about plays after that. A lot of pausing, but it could be, is it Seafloor Stalker? No. So they've got something. That makes me a little nervous about like using the Rebuke. But I do like Survivor at least. Well, Stalker doesn't have the mana though, right? Doesn't have the mana for Stalker. So we'll do Survivor. Counter. And I am going to play the Fury as land and keep up the fortification and not play Rebuke into open blue mana. We're doing okay on the race. Yeah, it could be Royal, and I don't want to give him a reason to cast it unkicked. Snared. We'll go for it. Maybe this is a blowout, but I'm going to take my shots here. This would be a nice win if we get this eat. And if not, decent hand left over anyway. Can't cast this yet, but this should help us stabilize too. You can go Skyclave, Rebuke here. Or Survivor, putting a counter on Pede. Or itself, you know, just getting wide again. We're going to fall behind in the race here, though. We can't really block either. I think we get the Stalker now. That makes sense to me. We can put the Survivor counter on the Geopede and help it along. Kicked something. Whenever blue has 6 mana, I'm like, kicked something. No? All right, all right. Could go for the Survivor, but that would preclude us casting the Hellion this turn. I think we want to cast the Hellion. So I'm not going to bother with their Survivor, although let's see what they do. Maybe they also, if they have bounce, I don't want to use the Survivor until we've cleared out more into the Royals, etc. Duelist would be fine, so let's send in. Okay, Royal number 2. That's the power of Into the Royal. You can like chain them together again and again. This time we're going to go Geopede, Survivor, target, Geopede though. Yeah, Recovery is the best spland we can get back. Get Rebuke. The race is on. So I like basic land, Hellion, bringing back Sanctuary, and then we get Rebuke next turn. But attacks first. Maybe we're replaying the Geopede again. All right, good news that we got that through. Now, do we resolve the Hellion or not? And our Bala Ged is being tapped, so that's good. We want that. Doesn't matter because we don't have anything to cast with the 2 mana, but, you know, fundamentals. Good habits, etc. And now they got, you know, real problems. We can bring back a Rebuke and remove something. We can bring back a Fortification. We can get Landfall or, you know, counter. If they kill any of our big threats, we can get the big threat back. Top deck a Swamp and just Hasty. That's no problem. If they attack, we're not really blocking anyway. Not much in white. Blue is going to see us dead here. White has go wide combat tricks, but all right, they're not even giving us the choice. We got a forest for some landfall. That's nice. We get the landfall happening here. Then recovery on Rebuke. This has the biggest toughness for trample stopping, and I think if we just kill this, then they need something in hand or we have the win. So I'm going to go with the maybe it kind of works that way either way, but basically highest toughness is what I'm going for. Still have forced blocks here. I'm going to leave the Survivor back to block the Protector. So this keeps us from losing to a crackback unless they top deck something. 3 more, right? But it's a force block anyway, so you could also send. Yeah, actually the Survivor can't block the Stalker or the Skydiver, so I might as well just swing all. It's not blocking anything anyway. Oh yeah, if they do that, we just win anyway. So, well, no, they can do chump there. Yeah, they can go to 1 on this, which is fine with us, right? Would have made sense to leave this back to block if there were a world in which it could have prevented us from losing, but it actually, with the force blocks we had, it didn't make any sense. Yeah, as I say, Into the Royal doesn't even do it now, so I think we have it. Doing pretty well for a red-green landfall deck. We're not even really finding... We found our bomb that one game, but it's not even like bomb every turn is what's been... Or every game is what's been getting it done. We've been successfully on the front foot. That's what landfall needs, or it's in serious, serious trouble. I'm going to keep playing. Let's just play this event out. I'll give YouTube a full event. Is this keepable? We have recovery and swamp for Survivor on 2, and that gives us 2 draws to a third land. A third land doesn't do much if it's not... Yeah, not doing much on 3 if we keep this. Probably a greedy keep here. I'm going to mulligan. We had plays, they just didn't do all that much, so I liked that. And we're going to throw this back, maybe pitch a mountain and go Survivor, Cat, Reclaim. We could also pitch Minotaur to make sure we get our early stuff going. Yeah, let's just do that. Now we're one land away from being able to kick Reclaim on 4 for Cat and have Survivor going. So yeah, this has chances here. All right, top deck basic land, please. Love to kick the Reclaim here, because then it sets up a scale turn that's good too. Well, I could unkick it and still do the scale turn, but then I have to not get. I have to get green if I'm going to do that. So I'm actually going to scale and hope we top deck a land. And we can put the counter on Scythe Cat. Then if we do top deck a land, the Scythe Cat has an attack into theirs. We found it, got lucky. I'll take it. And I'm going to offer the Survivor for theirs. They should never take it, right? Now we get to reclaim, setting up both of these. Very nice. I'm gonna play this. I think this is a 5/4. If they double blocked, they would still have they would only 1 for 1. So I'm not gonna send that in yet. We could go Hellion now, knowing we can reclaim next turn. But that puts us 1 off of playing World Sculptor anyway. I kind of like Reclaim kicked here. Set up for the future. Like, normally I think I'd want the Hellion, but the trouble is bouncing a land with Hellion puts us off of... Excuse me. Puts us off of curving out to World Sculptor. Stomper, also interesting. Wow, we're getting all sorts of things to put us off the World Sculptor. But since, okay, so ideally you play this on a turn where you have the landfall immediately, right? I'm not going to do that because we have such a great follow-up to this setup. If this lives, we can't lose. We go Stomper returning stuff, Hellion returning stuff. We just have landfall for the rest of the game. So I'm going to go ahead and play it because Oppo has a turn here, and then it just completely takes over. 6/5 also, again, is a 1 for 1 double blocked by Lagak and Scythe Cat. So I'm going to do that. We're going to play this in pause and not attack. Five toughness is a lot for red-green. They do have white, so this could be exiled using that uncommon. But even the common pacifism wouldn't stop the triggered ability from happening. All right. And Hellion at 7/6 is still a 1 for 1. Sorry, not Hellion. Scythe Cat at 7/6 is still a 1 for 1 on a double block. Do we keep growing it? Again, we're going to play lands every turn the rest of the game. We've got a return card from Graveyard. Maybe we could trade off the kitty knowing that we can get it back. But I think I like Stomper, and then we can get Stomper back. Let me do that. Yeah, also, if we get these big enough and get a go wide enough, we should be able to get there on the go wides, getting more and more 4/5s. And eventually, we just have so many 4+ power creatures that we can attack through everything over there. Oh, that's a good, you know, increase to life, increases the ability to block, although it does trade with our plants, which is, you know, the big thing about these 5 toughness is that they can eat plants. We could make a big plant. I suppose we can just keep making one big plant, but I like going wide. I think we should make a bunch of 4/5 threats, and that's good. This has haste. Maybe we try and get this out later. Yeah, we could stack a single, but I thought about that. I like going wide. I'm going to start here. And I think with we're like one more turn of yeah, continuing to get wide here. Eventually, we're going to drop a land, make another 4/5, and then drop a 5/4 haste, and that'll be good too. This is interesting. Yeah, can't lose called, but we are Oppo is keeping up with the Joneses here so far. Could do Cobra. Land recovery, although maybe we want to do recovery after we send in. Let's send in a bunch of things that can trade off and then get one of them back. We could even let World Sculptor die, get it back, and make another slew of 01s. Right? Is that crazy? I'm gonna do that. What if we do that? Let's just send this, this, and this. You just want to smash with Minotaur? Recovery scale. Yeah, I mean, well, hold on. Maybe I can do a recovery of scale for next turn. What if I say no attacks here? And we do recovery for the scale. And then next turn is kind of bonkers, right? One, two, three, four, five, 6, 7, 8. We'll have 8 next turn, so we can do it all. Wow, Oppo. Where's Oppo's cards coming from? We're supposed to have all the cards. Well, I'm kind of like at go for it stage here. Then we do this. Combat math requires they call Karsten. So where do we put this? This is going to get big anyway. We could take some of these, take another 4 and turn it into a 5 probably. One tall tree. Let's put a counter on the Hellion, though. Oppo didn't want to call Karsten. I was going to go wide for what it's worth. I decided I was not going to make a tall tree. I was going to make a wide tree. Going wide seemed correct to me there. All right, keep at it. Yeah, it's true. Just maintaining the side kitty until it was lethal for a fling was also an option. I'm really impressed with how Oppo kept up with our go wide there. I thought we were going to go wide and they were just in complete trouble, but they actually did okay. Yeah, sorry. Just that. Boom. Do you like keeping this? We do have a side cat on 3 with any land producing a growth plus visionary on 4. If we do find a red, we get our elemental on time. I'm going to keep. I think kitty and visionary on 3 and 4 is fine. And if we have a reasonable chance of finding red for elemental on 2 as well. I say a bunch of tap lands that we would have to find now, and then a bunch of mountains we can find now or the next turn. Elemental can't be blocked by Oppo's 2/2, so we're going to get in with it. They're going to likely crack back for lifelink, but we're not blocking, so we're attacking. One, 4. Oh, okay. I'll take a card. At least it's not lifelink. That's good. And do we have tools to punish a block? Not really, but I don't like the Brushfire Elemental that much. So I'm going to offer it. I'd actually be happy to trade off our 2-drop for their 3 right here. Mister, you've got yourself a deal. Racing might be okay, too. I don't know. I don't care what Oppo does, really. Kind of expecting a swamp here. This looks like a cleric-ish deck. There it is. Not a swamp, but black. We don't really have an attack with Kitty yet. They would trade off the healer, and I don't want to do that. But we do get to grow it and then play a visionary. You like playing the Taunt Mage to block the healer? I like waiting because Taunt Mage is legit win con. It wrecks if you time it right and they're tapped out. And I mean, you can just win games. Scion's going to eat our Spellcraft next turn, and we are going to trade our Visionary off for the healer. Ah, gotcha. Yeah, I'm with you now, Hat. I didn't want to offer that trade. I like this kitty. I didn't want to trade. And now I'm going to go ahead and take the Arbor Mage kill here. Not kill Oppo, but kill Shepherd. This is why, I mean, you can see this card is great. I ended up cutting like all 3 of these from our blue-green deck because our synergies were too important, but I do love this card. Oppo agrees that it is worth a kill. Now, what are we doing? We could Lagak Survivor Land. I like that. Lagak Survivor... Lagak Survivor counter on Lagak so that it can attack through Celebrant. Very, very good hat. Yes. We fed our kitty until Oppo fed the kitty. Right now, this is my leader for grudgingly playable in the set. I really didn't think it'd be playable, but it's been grudgingly playable. There's the lack of a type. A relevant party type. Yeah. I thought the lack of a party mechanic type was going to be the killer. Well, that's a thing that just happened. We were looking great till Oppo found Thwart. What a sick turn. Might have to fling Stomper if given the chance. The trouble is if they just play a creature next turn, we don't even get to fling anymore. So suddenly we went from feeling very ahead in this game to actually very behind. Sudden turnaround. Yeah, we need somehow Oppo to be out of creatures. If Oppo is out of creatures and the Scion stays a 6/6, we have a chance. But outside of that, we are in a bad way. Yep. Doom, 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 doom. Officially in a bad way. 1 foul to give, though, so we still get to play after this if we lose, which I'm assuming we're doing at this point. What outs do we have? Zagras blocks in the air as a Death Toucher. Could draw another Kazul's Fury and throw 2 things at it. But that's about it, really. Recovery gets us Strike, which can kill us the Shepherd, but we're still dead to the Scion. Nothing here has 7. I just don't see how we do it. I guess, yeah, well, we chucked, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, we don't have enough mana, because ideally, I mean, we could go chuck something, get it back, chuck again, but we don't have the mana for that. So unfortunately, we lose this one. We're going to give this one to Oppo and tip the cap for a very nice thwart that brought them back after we took control. I guess I could have swung all and, quote, hope they didn't block, but I gave Oppo credit. Five wins with this deck would make me happy, and we have a nice bomb in there that makes you feel like you should get above 3, but I'm never super happy in red-green landfall, so sneaking away here with 5 would be happy by me. Anything more? Extra nice. In fact, 6 wins is profit, right? Or is 5 wins profit? We're already at profit, right? I can do profit meme. And this hand looks fantastic, so let's try to get there. With both Stomper and Hellion in the deck, I like Fury as land on 1 here. No. And really, we could go Brushfire, we could go Lotus Cobra, but what is that doing for us? Let's see, if we go Lotus Cobra, then next turn we play a 3rd land, we have 4, but yeah, the trouble is we can't cast Scythe Cat ahead of dropping a land next turn with the Cobra, so I'm actually going to wait on Cobra. I think we want to be more aggro than rampy in this spot. Interesting. So we could also go Forest Survivor counter on Elemental so that it can eat the Sproutling. But again, I'm not overly enamored with my own Sproutling or my own Elemental. Again, I will be happy to trade it off for a Sproutling. So, yeah, we could do Cobra land and then Dauntless Survivor counter. Is that... I just don't even know if I want the Elemental. I kind of just want to trade. Yeah, here you go, D. But I'll do the Cobra Survivor line is pretty strong. We'll do it. Getting value out of the Cobra is good. Next turn, we can go Kitty, play land, and have Grown Kitty and Royal Eruption if Cobra lives. We're not going to block. Happy to race here. Oh, yeah. So happy to race. This is seriously Millhouse right here, gang. As in, coming up. Vastwood Surge also not gonna do much. This is great. Oppo kind of stalling out, and we get a Minotaur to finish off. Easy game sometimes, gang. Easy game. All right, full count. 6 and 2, looking for 7. Here's making it to the... Oh yeah, you're right. I've completely been missing my Eddie memes too. I'm giving your money back, Hat. I just owed you that one. Thanks for the reminder. I had both of my kids listen to Eruption as their Van Halen homework upon Eddie's passing. I think there are 2 sea change guitar albums. Are You Experienced by Jimi Hendrix and Van Halen 1. Those, like, Nate, give me another guitar album that changed everything as much as those 2. I'm gonna keep this. Could just go ahead and reclaim for the swamp now, but with the cleansing wildfire, I'm going to be a little greedy here. Let's see if we can find a land off the top. We have a couple draws to find one. All right, well, we'll see if the greed costs me, because I'm totally playing Survivor here. But worst case, I hardcast this for 1, find a land, and play Wildfire to fix for black. Got 2 ways to fix for black here. Yeah, not going to waste time now. We'll do it this way. Although I should attack first. I don't think they're going to block with the possible tricks of these color pairs. And now... yeah, just got to do this. And I'll even do this. Doing this to do this. In a sense, this thins our deck of land and makes it a little less likely to find land, but we do have all those splans that count as well, so I still like drawing a card off the Wildfire here. Now we're closing in. We get our Visionary next turn no matter what. To suggest Eddie Van Halen didn't change anything is being obtuse. Come on. You can say Jimmy is better, that's fine. But to suggest Eddie Van Halen didn't change guitar music forever is just trying to be stubborn. What did I miss now? Oh, sure. Here you go. Some say I never heard of ya, a rap burglar. All right, what are we doing this turn? Just Visionary. But we can attack first. Might be a duelist or something, but it doesn't eat the Survivor, so we can still send in. No problem with Vanquish there. And Zagras gets to come down next turn and actually block here. Maybe that's what we want to do. Yeah, boy, if this dies, we are really up against it. But I can't race the 5 power that's this far. Can we race it? Well, let's see. We take him to 10. Yeah, maybe we can with the Fury. And the Sculptor. Okay, I'll race given the Fury and the Sculptor. Wow. Strong. Kind of have lethal. It's a must block. If they don't do it, we win, right? So I should just send in 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 with the Fury. So yeah, we just send in now, and then we're still pretty good. Yeah, we're still in good spot. You want to scale now? Yeah, I suppose if we scale, then we're just lethal, right? Yeah, never mind. We just straight got it, right? Right? Yeah. Never mind. We scale, put a counter here, attack, and then can fling, and then they need something here, or we got it. Yeah, so we have lethal barring royal. They might have royal, so be prepared for that. They had a good shot to reduce our damage before and didn't, but we'll see. There's a pause. Let's keep that in mind. Not liking that. Boy, now we have a brush fire that could add to the damage as well. Well, I think we got to just take the chance, right? I'm really worried we lose to Duelist or Royal here. Yeah, and they would have if they had it, right? They just Royal the Zagras if they had it. So I think we have it, and we should just go here. Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out if there's a way to play around Royal, and I just don't really think there is. They would have bounced it if they had it, so I think we just go now. Could be counter. Yeah! Boom! All right! Woo! Nice way to start the week. Got a 2-1 earlier and rolling into a 7-2 here. Yep, you can just profit meme it. Right on, everybody. Good work. Good lines from chat today. Gave me some better options in a couple places, but we got there. Nice. Claim this nice little prize. Can crack some packs if we have 10. Now, this is a side account where I don't care about collection building much anyway, so I'm just going to pop to Soapbox and thank our YouTube friends for hanging out for that one. That was a good time. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you got some insight into where the bots are at. Again, notice that we faced a good rogue deck in our final match. I do think if you told me, look, Ryan, you have to choose an archetype to force. You're going to go into the bots and you must force something. I think I would force rogues. We saw the 6/6 for 3 golem go around late, and the rogue equipment goes last pick. The 1-powered uncommon rogue that flies wheels consistently. So I think if you just said you have to force something, I would choose rogues, but I don't think I'm at a state in Zendikar Rising bot draft where I am actually forcing anything. But base black decks certainly seem to have some gasoline, whether it's rogues or clerics, or in some cases also green seems a little under drafted, so sometimes green black. But yeah, mainly I have been looking for rogues and clerics, but not forcing anything in bot drafting because it is solid enough that you do have to find what's open and go for it. So, but yeah, I'm going to lean black, and if you put a gun to my head and said force something, I'd say rogues, but in general, I'm going to lean and look for what's open still in bot drafts unless something else clarifies itself. But that's where I'm at. Hope you enjoyed it, and remember to like and move those algorithm needles for me. Help me find my audience, YouTube friends, and we'll catch you the next one. Bye.